Hi there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for February 2025. I've cleansed your space and I've meditated on your card. We're going to start with the astrological forecast for the month of February. If you're not interested in this and you want to jump straight ahead into the tarot card reading, have a look at in the description box down below for the timestamp for when I'm actually starting the tarot reading. But looking at the astrological events for the month of February, we have a conjunction of Moon and Saturn, and we also have a conjunction of Moon and Venus on the same day, the 1st of February. The conjunction of Moon and Saturn can bring a sense of emotional isolations, feelings of loneliness, sadness, or lack of emotional fulfillment. The Moon is the planet of emotions, Saturn is the planet of structure and discipline, and it would be a great time to have a look at how your structure is impacting your emotions and vice versa. It's all about emotional challenges and growing from them or with them. Make sure life demands are not weighing you down too much, but if they are, take a look at what you can do about it and realign yourself. All right? The conjunction of Moon and Venus can bring a sense of beauty, emotional depth, financial ease, but also challenges in relationships and emotional stability. And we're going to have, collectively, we're going to have a look at creativity, security, beauty, and pleasure. Emotion will come in touch with pleasure, but we might also want to combine this with some sort of discipline, since Saturn is also dancing along with the Moon at the same time. The Moon will also be in the sign of Pisces at this time, a highly intuitive sign that is literally represented by duality, you know, the opposing or the fish swimming in opposite direction. So we might actually really benefit from swimming deep into our own waters and our own subconscious and get in touch with that side of ourselves. The Moon will be at its closest point to Earth on the 2nd of February in Aries. Will reignite that little spark to get things going before the Moon gets to its full point. We have Jupiter coming out of retrograde in the sign of Gemini on the 4th of February. And the retrograde has been a period of introspection, reassessment. We have been reconsidering past decisions and had time to reflect on our spiritual values along with our moral values. And Jupiter is the planet of principles, growth, expansion, adventure, healing, good fortune, and miracles. So if we had time or really taken the time to go inwards in this period of the retrograde, we can really start looking at cashing that in greatly once it's coming out of the retrograde. We also have the full moon in Leo on the 12th of February. We want to be seen, we want to celebrate, you know, embracing that unique way we shine, connect to our inner child with a childlike wonder, and see where you can find yourself being a natural leader. It is not a time for quitting on yourself, and have some friendly competition to push you along the way. Venus energy will be quite prominent in the month of February, and it's going to be its brightest on February 16th. So we can probably see it from the night sky. We've been able to see it throughout January going into February. So this will be a great time to have a look at the stars and have a look up on the skies. The Mars retrograde will end in Cancer on the 24th of February. So motivation will return and a period of feeling tired and exhausted will finally end. I feel like a lot of people have been really weighed down with this exhaustion that we've been picking up from Mars. Mars is ruling our personal energy, so it will ask us to check our own energies so it's not damaging or draining before a new fresh period of action can actually begin once Mars goes direct. What has been stalled is slowly starting to move again, and with it, it will bring new awareness of our own limitations, priorities, and the ability to nurture our own within. Sun will enter Pisces on the 19th of February, and it's a time for healing, engaging in spiritual practices, creative projects, letting go of the past, and preparing for a new astrological new year that will begin once the Sun starts entering Aries by the end of March. On the 20th of February, we also have the new moon in Pisces, so we will have the new moon and the sun propelling us forward into the month of March. And it's encouraging us to reflect on the importance of surrendering, to go with the flow. It might, encourage us to look at where our opposing forces in life can become one, to build a bridge in between those two opposing forces and joining them together. It is not a time to check out, rather a time to check in and allow yourself to feel. All right, Gemini, we are going to cleanse the space together before we actually start the reading. So you will be hearing 3 loud sounds, and I will begin now. Thank you so much. So we will begin and having a look at the spirit animals for you for this month of February. Oh, it's quite a few there. Could I ask Spirit to guide Gemini for their highest good? Which are the spirit animals for Gemini in the month of February? Could you please guide them for the highest good? Okay, these two, thank you so much. So the spirit animals that you can keep in the back of, wow. Okay, so in the back of the reading and in the back of your mind is the fish. We talked about the moon, getting in touch with your subconscious, and also since there's so many, the moon will be in Pisces, and there will be a new moon in Pisces, and the sun will enter Pisces. So there will be a month of duality, and you're also a sign of that, Gemini, so that's good to keep in the back of your mind there. There's also a moon here. The fish is asking you to go with the flow. Wonderful. You also have a shark. So the shark is like a fish, isn't it? But it is a predator, and it is asking you to go for it. So it's not having any fears, it's also lurking deep within the dark. And this is, to me, telling me about your subconscious wanting to come out and play. I feel like I need to read from the book there about the fish. I feel like I missed something, so hold on. So the fish. The fish is about restlessness, change of focus, and lost in the current. So you don't want to be lost in the current, you want to go with the flow, all right? I'm going to read it here. So the fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. Nothing pleases it more than movement, and more movement. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to weariness and slippery relationships. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. Spend some time with the lunar forces, they are fish, and the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. So maybe you've been having quite a peaceful month here, or that is asking you to actually calm down within. When the fish is in balance, it's adaptable and travels well. When it's out of balance, it's distracted and changes its mind often. And to bring this energy into balance, you want to set a small goal and accomplish it. A small goal that you feel like you can overcome and accomplish. Let's read the shark as well while I'm having it here. The shark is about directness, exposure, revealing the true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. I said lurking as well. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When it's in balance, it's intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When it's out of balance, it's sneaky and destructive, and to bring it into balance is honesty. So that is the spirit animals that you have for the month of February. You want to go with the flow, but you don't want it to overtake. You want to have some sort of purpose to where you're swimming at, but you still want to go with the flow. set up some small goals to achieve them. And the shark is also about being honest. You know, the shark only attacks when they think there is a prey close by. So if you, for example, if you're swimming away from a shark, it's probably more likely to go into this natural instinct of chasing you rather than just to being next to you, if that makes sense. I saw something about it not too long ago, so I felt like I needed to say that. Thank you so much. You have both two red colors here. I don't know if the color red, I don't know if you're wearing red, if you're red is your favorite color, but red might be the color of the month here. It's black, white and red. Thank you so much, Spirit. If you're interested in learning about more about these spirit animals for the month, please feel free to Google them, all right? We also want to see what Spirit wants you to keep in mind for the month of February. What does Gemini want to keep in mind for the month of February? Could you please guide them for the highest good? Oh, thank you. So let's see what Spirit is saying here. I'm going to do them in order as they popped out. So we have Neptune. Neptune is the planet of Pisces as well, so we're connecting there to the magic, imagination and illusion. So make sure that you have a clear purpose where you're swimming, all right? We also have the Mother of the Gods. Maybe you need to get in touch with your feminine side, your divine feminine side, your world of creation, because I mean Neptune is also the planet for magic, imagination and illusion, but also creativeness that comes with it. You also have Saturn, and it's about age, reality and discipline. So once again, the cards are asking you to be disciplined and have a goal throughout the month. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit. We're going to keep them here to the side. Maybe we can move them over here. And we're going to dive straight into your tarot reading, Gemini. So we're going to start with the past energy. What is the past energy moving you into the month of February? Because Spirit, please guide you for the highest good. What does Gemini need to know? So we have the High Priestess coming out straight away. And it's also, she is about, you know, duality. You have the two pillars of conformity in the background, what's known and tested, and she is, you know, the card for intuition, mystery, inner voice, and embracing your inner guidance. She is in the reverse. I feel like that has been somewhat blocked, and that's also what the cards are asking you to do, to get in touch with yourself and with your higher self there. The High Priestess is also a card of the moon of Cancer, so there's another water sign. It is a water card, and she's also a very divine mother, we can say. So it's also connecting here to the mother of the gods. I feel also maybe you've been observing things and you're not really been embracing your inner guidance. She knows that in order to direct her outer world, she needs to direct her inner world, and she's very in connection with the moon there. So maybe it's worth for you in the month of February to have a look at the moon cycle and maybe how it's affecting you. She's in the reverse, so that is the energy you're coming out from. You maybe not have connection to yourself. That's what you need to work on through the month of February. So that is the past energy you're coming into February with. We also have Temperance, and it's asking you to take the middle path. It's like you have moved through this and realized that there is not a great connection with yourself. So that's why you've started to work on it, because Temperance is about the middle ground, patience, and finding meaning. This angel is connected to the skies with the wings on him, but he's also connected to the ground, firmly standing on it, and also connected to the water there and healing and his emotions. It's also a card a little bit She's talking about enlightenment and a new dawn coming up. Yeah. So temperance is also about finding balance through directing your energy, and that is exactly what we talked about here. So I feel like this is the energy that you're actually stepping into coming into February. So you've been a little bit lost and a little bit disconnected from yourself, but you're starting to really line things up to work for you. All right, that's beautiful. That's great, Gemini. You're actually on the right path here. You just need to keep on going and working through this energy. What is the we don't want to jump into the present moment straight away. We actually want to know the short-term outcome of the energies that you're working through in February. What is the short-term outcome for Gemini? The World. So the World card is about an ending of a cycle. It's the number 21 in the major arcana. So you have all right off the bat, you have 3 major arcana cards, which is great for you. It's life-changing. In the World, this might be a card of fulfillment and harmony, but also completion and I belong. Maybe feel a bit more connected to the world around you. It could be that you go and travel, that you wish you could, that is the hope that you want to go traveling. It's a card of absolute unity, which is funny because we've been talking about duality, and if you watch the astrology forecast of the month, we want to join those two forces together. So it's a card also of perfection, accomplishments from inner and outer energies, welcoming joy and celebration due to the end of the cycle, inviting closure and awaiting the new start of a chapter. So you're ready to take something on here. I feel like some of you might be actually moving, not necessarily abroad, but moving. There's some energy about movement here. So you might be moving into a new apartment, a new house, you might be moving countries. I feel like there's some energies flowing here, all right? Wonderful. What is the present moment for Gemini in the month of February? Balance. So you are balancing. This is a month. This is the second month of the year, so it's number 2. We also have the number 2 here, balancing the physical, material, security, stability, and education. Right? The 2s are about balance and patience. And here you're balancing priorities, adapting to change, dealing with opposing forces. And this is exactly what you are supposed to be doing in the month of February. You are balancing out. You are really working with this energy and it's looking great for you. You are really being encouraged to look that deep within yourself. This is wonderful. I feel like I'm also almost getting like teary eyes. You're really doing something great here. You are getting in touch with yourself. And with that, with you being in touch with yourself, you are being able to create a whole new world, a whole new reality from yourself. She got the 2 staffs there from the magician, so she can create. Balancing here, maybe balancing your finances, but also your priorities, like what do you spend your time on, what do you spend your money on, really having a look at, does this actually serve me if I spend the money on it? Does that make sense? We also, Spirit, want to have the crossing energy here, and it is the King of Swords in the reversed. So this could maybe be a blockage for you, but the kings are expressing their infinite power through authority. And the King of Swords is an intellectual. He has power and he has honor, and he knows when to hold back and when to strike. He knows when to hold back and when to act. He has a clarity of mind. He knows the truth through deception with his outsiders. So he knows when to use what side of the sword. And you know, he has a calm mind. And he used his gifts with good intention. And this came out in the reverse. So I feel like you can turn this into the upright. This can be a positive or a negative for you, a blockage or something that is aiding you. You just need to calm your mind. It's about balance and patience. And since it came into the upright, I feel like maybe you have been in a rush, or your thoughts have been a bit unfair to certain people around you, or you might have been too sharp on someone. You know, maybe you've not been really feeling like you can cut through deception. Have you not really had clarity? But this is also why you're being asked to look within and work with that duality. So that King of Swords, I feel, could either be a benefit or something that blocks you in the month of February. So you actually decide yourself how to use it, if that makes sense. Wonderful. I feel like this is a very clear, wonderful reading here, Gemini. We want to see what's going on in your conscious mind. What are you aware about? You do not feel strong enough. What do you not feel strong about? Strength is, well, she's putting her hand in the lion's mouth there, and who in her right mind puts a hand into the lion's mouth? But she has a really good relationship with this lion. All right, she has a very good relationship, and there's trust, and the lion is actually, they're in a mutual, very balanced relationship. You have the infinity symbol over her head. It also symbolizes the number 8, which could be karma. But since this is also major arcana, by the way, let's just appreciate that. Strength is the number, which is about karma and money and those kind of good things. It is a card of bravery, instinct, confidence, and maybe you've not been feeling confident enough. It's about inner strength, radiating power from an inner understanding. So that's where you've not consciously, sorry, I just tripped over my words there. Consciously, you've been knowing that you need to work on this, and that's why you've not had the confidence that you're asking from yourself. This is a card that is connected to the sun. So watch where the sun is going through the month. And it's also a card that's talking about balance, you know, and that you've not been into the balance. This card will go into the upright as you're working through the energies throughout the month. So that is the strength. Could I please have another card describing the strength in the reverse here? What does Gemini need to know? Could you please guide them from the highest good? Thank you so much. Where is it? Did you not also hear it turn? Okay, I feel like it's this one. Celebration, friendship, collaborations, community, circle of support, social events, creativity, and your place of shared joy. So those things you need to focus on in order to get the strength into the upright. Look at your supporting network around you, where they can actually be there for you and where you can be there for them. All right? So I feel like that is what you need to work on, because the way you talk to yourself, that's the way you're going to talk to other people. And in order to get that into the upright, you need to realize and realign and have that thing click within yourself. And sometimes that energy can come from the outside. But if you take that time to, Temperance is also a card of meditation, of taking that solitude time within yourself in the day, not necessarily taking full-on solitude. If you're an extrovert, you might be, or maybe if you're an introvert as well for that matter, it doesn't really matter. But this is a card of how the energy that you're in right now is asking you to look within, but also without. As within, so without, right? So if you have a good support network of friends, or maybe even having a look at if you can connect with some people around you to energize you into going further ahead, because confidence can come in so many different ways, shapes and forms. Usually it comes from within, but you can also get the energy about firing something up from external forces as well. You shouldn't rely on it, but it's a balance between going within and going out, if that makes sense. It's funny that you use in on that hand and out on that hand, because that's how the energy is moving through your body. But within and without, and there should be an equal balance in between those two. So that you will find your confidence maybe in social settings there. All right. Could I please have the unconscious mind of Gemini? What are they not aware of? And why are they not where they want to be? 2, another 2. It's about balancing emotions. So this whole reading is talking about you balancing your emotions, you setting intentions to where you want to go and go for it, because you want to be on top of the world and you want to complete this cycle that you're in right now. Okay, the 2 of Cups here. So once again, the 2s are about patience and balance. And this is a card about partnership or union. All right. This could actually also be turned into a little bit of a love reading. Maybe you don't feel confident enough to going after the person that you're interested with, but subconsciously you want to start this union, if that makes sense. But it could also be, generally speaking, this is not a love reading, it's a general reading throughout the month. So it could be about partnership in business, 2 becoming 1, or also your 2 opposing forces becoming 1. All right. It is about your divine feminine and your divine masculine. And maybe you've been so much in your divine masculine, you've not been, you know, approaching your divine feminine. And maybe that's why the mother of the gods is in these cards here. You have a lot about duality here. You want to join the forces together, all right? In the month of February, this is your month to really lay the foundation for the year. You have great opportunities here, and I feel like the cards over and over and over again is telling you the same thing. This is what you need to be aware of. Could I please have Gemini's approach to the month of February? What is their attitude towards February? How are they feeling about February? How do you see the month of February? The moon. So we have another moon. Moon everywhere. All right. Wonderful. So the moon is about, let's see here. The moon is about ending a cycle. It's the number 18. So 1 plus 8 is 9, and it's the last number of a cycle where it ends and begins in 1. All right. It is a card about the unconscious, illusions. We also have illusions here. That is your energy of the month. So you have more confirmation here coming in. You don't know if it's intuition or illusion coming in, but you know, as this card represents night, right? And at night, even if you can't see, you need to take small steps to move forward. All right? You don't want to lose your feet in the dark. You don't want to lose your step or sight of where you're going, whether it's intuition or illusion. If you listen to your heart, you know if something is right for you or not. So this is the energy for you coming in or in the month of February here. You will be getting in touch more with your intuition rather than the illusion. You might be asked to be a little bit more grounded, since it's so much about balance here. Maybe go out for walks into nature, maybe even at night, because I feel like you've got so many moons to connect with the surroundings, right? You know, you don't want to lose your feet or your way in the dark, but you still need to move slowly through the night. So that makes sure that if you stumble upon something, that you can catch yourself getting back up. Does that make sense? I feel like this reading really is tying together. Wonderful energy. How is the environment around Gemini? Could I please have that? How is the energy? Really connect to your heart. That's what I'm feeling with the moon. And it's not necessarily illusion. It might be your intuition guiding you to do something in order to guide you to do something else. Do you know what I mean? It might be tied in together in order to lead you to where you've not heard yet, where you need to go. It's funny that the card at the bottom here is also a number 2 and the moon. All right. Could I please have the environment around Gemini? We have the 5 of Swords into the reversed. So the fives are a card of change and possibility, right? It's in the reverse, but I'm going to talk about, you can see the men walking away. It's about winning at all cost. Victory at all costs is about being sneaky, taking the swords off the opposing energies here. And you want to seek resolution, but I feel like this is the energy around you. Since it's in the reversed, it is telling me that there might not be a victory at all costs. You might actually be seeing that there's pros and cons with everything, and you might be a bit more humble. And I feel like the energy around you is a bit more humble. You're putting your swords down and seeking resolution and moving on. Could I please have another card describing the Five of Swords here into the reversed? So way too many cards there. Could I please have one card to describe the Five of Swords into the reversed? So it's about this. What they gave me is death, right? So this is also emphasizing like walking away or change. Death is also a card of change, symbolic death and rebirth, big changes, time to move on, transformation, transition, ending, letting go, releasing, starting anew. So you're finding resolution and starting anew, and that is the surrounding energies around you. Maybe you decided to walk away from your job. Maybe if you had enough in one sort of situation, not necessarily a relationship or anything. This is no new energy. It's not going to come up from any new space. This is things you already know and it's being highlighted. Maybe you feel like your boundaries have been crossed and you need to really speak your truth here with the shark, and that's what you feel needs to happen. There needs to be a balance between the duality. There needs to be something new, and you need to speak your truth, and that is really going to propel you forward into this new month here of balance and getting in touch with yourself and celebration and deciding whether or not you have decided already that you don't want to move without a direction. And you don't want to be lurking in the dark or letting that duality within you lurk in the dark to come out at the wrong time. You are done with that. And that's also what I feel with this, that you're not suppressing it. You're letting the king actually take the seat in your, you being the king in your energy, if that makes sense. I'm so happy for you. I feel very light. You know, it's something really worth celebrating here as well. And having that balance. And, you know, I also feel with the moon, it is a card about illusion versus intuition. But it's also a card of magic. The moon, once again, is in your cards here. And the moon is about magic. It's about water. It's about healing. You know, there's so many things that the moon is connected to. I don't know if you need to hear the name Hecate, but maybe if you're interested in magic and that kind of things, have a look at who's Hecate is. Maybe that will actually help you out with something. Could I please have, let's see here, could I have the short-term outcome for Gemini working through these energies in the month of February? So the Eight of Swords, you have another 8 here. So number 8 can be quite, you might see the number 8 quite a lot in the month of February. You might see the number 2 quite a lot. So the Eight of Swords is about self-victimization. I don't like to use that, but you know, she is, you know, she can take these blindfolds off and her being tied up, she can release herself. And this is in the reverse. So I feel like you are transcending energy. And instead of looking at yourself as a victim, you actually see the truth and realizing that there is a way out. You can actually make a way out. You believe that your beliefs can be your greatest weakness, but also your greatest strength. And this is the end short-term outcome I feel like you're picking up on. That you're not allowing yourself to be a victim, you're actually taking that stand as a king and moving forward with integrity. Could I please have the long-term outcome from the working out the energies in the month of February? And we have another 3. And it's also a 3 of Cups. It is a card about, once again, celebration. The 3s are about loyalty and bonding. Bonding. It is a point of no return, new life. All right? New life and happiness, friendship, socializing, investing in people around you, because those times with other people might give energy to new things. And it's about having real celebrations. Maybe celebrating a new job, celebrating a new emotional, habit, or getting out of something that you've been really stuck with, and just celebrating with the people around you, the loving company around people, and the socializing. And you're an air sign, my dear Gemini, and this should be a great opportunity for you. You might see the number 2, you might be seeing the number 3, or 8 throughout the month, and this is just confirming. Like, it's asking you to have discipline, but this will discipline in joining your duality, and it will bring so much joy and happiness to you, and so many things to celebrate. And is also asking you to be grateful for what you have, and you know that you are grateful for what you have, and you're really stepping into that power of yours. These are celebrating, there's a harvest feast around them, right? There's abundance around them, and that is what you are aiming for here. Dear Gemini, you have a wonderful month ahead of you. It might be hard working through certain aspects of it, but it's asking you to balance your life, to check in with what you actually want from your life, and having that duality, that dark feminine and the dark masculine, or the dark and the light, and the divine feminine and the divine masculine, is asking you to really have a look and integrate all these forces. And looking at the astrology for the month is asking you to do something similar. So this is a new start for you, where you can actually start the new year. I'm so happy for you, Gemini. I'm really happy for you. We're gonna finish off with some messages from Spirit here. Is there anything else Gemini needs to hear and to be aware of before we close this reading? Could you please guide them for the highest good? What does Gemini need to hear and be aware of through the month of February? Thank you. So we have expect powerful change. We know you're going to do this, Gemini. You're absolutely so strong. You just need to balance yourself. I feel like one more. All right, one more. What does Gemini need to hear in the month of February? What messages do you, Spirit, still have for them? A win-win outcome is forecast. Once again, you have the scales. It's about balance. Thank you, Spirit, for confirming this whole reading several times over. We also want to have a look at here. What else does Gemini need to... Okay, so this is the last messages from Spirit. Moonflower, take a risk. A calculated risk. Not a blind risk, a calculated risk, where I also feel like this should be like a compass. I see it as a compass right now. Decide where to go and take a risk with it. A calculated risk. Don't throw yourself out there. Don't quit your job before you have a new one. Things like that. Keep it balanced. And keeping it balanced, but while still taking a risk. Take the lead. You're in charge. You are the king of your own mind and of your own destiny, and you decide. if you are balanced or not. Take the lead. The moon's wisdom. Maybe that is also what the moon is asking you. Take the lead. Be in charge. Wow. We also have the new moon, which is talking about beginnings. You have two tigers here as well. Duality and the woman in the middle, which I feel is talking about duality. You have a new beginning, you have the world here, and celebrations, letting go of the old and moving through that. So you have new beginnings. We have another confirmation there from Spirit. And we also have protection, ring around the moon. You are protected at this time, and you are more connected to the moon. I feel like you should sit in the moonlight throughout the month, if that makes sense. Take in the full moon, which will be in Leo on the 12th of February. Sit out in the moon, and really, that moon is also about celebration and connecting yourself with the world around you. Take that time and sit out in the moon on the 12th of February. And I really hope that you have a wonderful February. If anything resonated in the reading, please leave a like and leave a comment down below. I love hearing from you. And hopefully I see you in March. Take very great care of yourself, and I see you later.